Hello there everybody, this is Graham, also known as the Collector 75, and welcome to another Transformers Masterpiece review. This is actually probably my first Masterpiece video that I've done for absolutely ages. I've bought a few Masterpieces. I think the last Masterpiece I got was either Ultra Magnus or Star Saber. I just don't seem to have the time to transform them. I don't think I've ever transformed them, let alone tried to do a video on them. So that's probably why I haven't done one. But I got this figure the other day, and obviously this is Masterpiece Shockwave. Now, I got this the other day, and this is the first time I've actually been compelled to do a Masterpiece video because I was absolutely blown away by it. I actually think this is a fantastic figure, and now this is obviously this is a knockoff. I was thinking of trying to do this video without saying that it was a knockoff right until the end. But I thought, no, well, let's not hide it, because it is a knockoff. But it's a very, very good knockoff. And when you think of how much I paid for it, I'll tell you how much I paid for it at the end. But and to be honest, probably some people have a problem with knockoffs, with straight knockoffs. And I do. I only bought it because actually I was never intending to get this figure, because I have, is it Fans Toys SHOCKWAVE, and that was good enough for me, and it was a good size. The only reason I didn't like this was the size of it. I just felt height-wise, when he's in robot mode, it was just a little too short for me. So when it first came out, like last year or whenever it was, I just felt the price tag was about £100, 120 quid, depending. It was just too much. But I loved it. I loved the look of it. I think the look was brilliant, and I love the gun mode. This is straight off the G1 gun mode. Brilliant. Yeah, so I was never intending to get it. So I only really bought this because I thought, well, I was buying a few stuff, and I thought, well, do you know what? I've got a couple of quid spare. I'll just get something. I wanted a version of it. I was expecting this to be a complete and utter floppy mess. Bits falling off, like for example, I've got a KO Thunder MP Thundercracker, and that is out of 10 it's a 4. It's because some bits just don't tab in properly. It's a bit of a nightmare, but it looks the part when it's on the shelf, so you know. But that's what I sort of got this for, really, just so I could sort of say, oh well, I've sort of got it. Otherwise I would never have bought it, really. So that's my justification in buying it. But it is really good. Let me come to the box. Now, when I actually got this out of the box, I was expecting the box to be pretty much like all the other. I've got to hold it like this so I can get it on my camera. Hold on, let me move the figure backwards a little bit without knocking it down. So this is the box, and I couldn't tell that it was a knockoff when I got it out. It is absolutely perfect. It feels good. Feels exactly. It's got that nice little sheen over the imprinted artwork there. It is just perfect. Now, normally this bit here where they're all stuck down, that usually just comes away after a while. Usually through when it's posted to you, it gets battered around. But this was brilliant. And it's got everything. You know, it's got all that. It even comes, if I put the box to the back, almost knocked all my lights down there, that was handy. There we go, put him over there. It even comes with his little sticker sheet. I haven't put these on, I was just putting all Decepticon insignia on I got from Repro Labels. And it comes with his little MP card, which feels exactly the same as a normal MP card, and it's pretty good. Love the artwork on that. Put that aside. Well, I'm really going to knock this light down in a minute, it really wants to come down. And you've got his instructions, which I've got some official MP instructions of the latest sort of ones they do, rather than the books that they used to do. And this is exactly the same. Yeah, and he comes with his little accessories. I've only got a couple out for the moment, but we'll come to those when we get him into robot mode. Right, so that's run through. Right, let's have a look at the figure now. I've got him here in his gun mode, and it is pretty damn good. Let me just angle this down ever so slightly. It is absolutely fantastic. I've got his little stand here. This is the only bit I don't like, and this is another thing that annoyed me about the figure, but SHOCKWAVE sort of does it. So, you know, I couldn't really grumble, but it looks good. And it does, at least when he's in gun mode, allow me to stand him up. He is just brilliant. I love the fact that they've gone for this weird wiry sort of like hose rather than rubber, because obviously that isn't going to degrade over time like the original G1. I haven't looked at my G1 Shockwave for quite a while now, so that rubber bit could have just fallen apart. Well, there we go. The only bit I don't like, well, there's a couple of bits, is this bit. It looks a bit weird at the back here. And then you've got a gaping hole at the back there. I don't know if the official one has that or not. I'm assuming it does, but there we go. Other than that, he looks pretty good. Now, he does have his little gimmick, if you put some batteries in him. Now, he's got those two little, it takes two AAA batteries, which just to do this seems a bit excessive, you know, when you hold it down. And he does have a little switch. Where is it? If you turn this little one just here, like that, and then when you push it, it sort of like just goes off on its own a few times, and it looks quite cool. Yeah, it seems a bit excessive. Now, one of the only sort of like minor things that I found wrong with it is trying to get this back is a little bit of a nightmare. You've really got to push on that really hard. But then again, an official one could be like that, you know. Yeah, there's about 3 things that I actually found wrong with it, that being one of them. And to say that's wrong with it, you know, that's quite something. But that's his gun mode. I just wish they could have made the feet look a little cleaner. But other than that, he looks all right. Right, let's transform this guy if I can. Where do we start? We're going to start here. Right, so we start detaching all this at the front here. I love this, how this bit actually doesn't come apart. You can actually, you've got this figure, and you do not need that cover bit. All this transforms perfectly. And I applaud Takara for getting that done. So anyway, so we start taking the arms out. Just fold these around. Like so. And then this bit collapses up here, and that just tabs in. Nice and easy. And this is all still die cast. You just bring that all the way to the back, and then that rotates back up on itself. And there, when it just tabs in, it's just a nice easy tab. Oh, no, hang on, I've forgotten a bit. This bit has to rotate upwards first, doesn't it? There we go. And then it tabs in. That's better. Right, so then you're going to come to this bit, which is a bit annoying. You've got to try and get in here and then force this bit down. And that allows you to free up the legs. We're going to come to the arms in a moment. I'll do them last. Then we're going to pull these bits out. And the legs are kind of like SHOCKWAVE, but if a little different. Right, so I think I pull that out. Then I've got to come around here and start disconnecting things. I think we open out this skirt on the sides. That allows us to bring these out, and then you've got to sort of work them round a bit. That's going to come around to here. It's a bit of a mess inside this leg. It really does do my head in a bit. Then you bring that out. That allows you to get the feet out. Then we've got to sort of like assemble this whole front half of this leg. Tab that in. That's a nice solid in. And then we're going to get this, and then this just comes all the way around to here. This is going to tab in there, and there's a little tab just there, just in there, and that is a little port just in there, and you've got to try and just get it all round so there and get it in. And that's one of his legs done. So we're going to come to the next one. Where was I? So you sort of bring it out, start just manoeuvring it around. Bring that down. It is a bit finicky, I'll tell you, there's bits everywhere. So you can bring it down, stick that in there. That one goes in a bit easier. And then you're going to bring this foot again is die cast. And then you're going to bring that down. Sort of like matches up. This is the only bit I don't like about the figure. It's trying to get this bloody leg looking right. Oh, get up, you bugger. Right, there we go. That's all done. So you bring that round to the front. And providing you've got him just right, you can sort it out. There we go. Right, and that is pretty much him done, actually. Just bringing these arms down. Like so. Rotate his hand around. Like that. I'm going to have to re-angle my camera. There we go. And so then we just grab his head and pull it up. Get up. There we go. And then just pull it up until you're happy with it. And then we're going to come to this section here. push this up, push his little trigger in, and then this section is supposed to come all the way down, but I can only get it to here. This is the other little bit. It doesn't want to go past this bit. If I could get up the top and push it, I'll get it into place, but I just can't. And the other thing is, you can see that screw there, and then on here it's not. This is supposed to be reversed. I could sort of get to it, but it's a right pain. I'd need a pair of pliers. All you got to do is basically just bring the leg out and rotate that around 180, and it's fine. But because you've got that joint there, you just can't get enough pressure on it, and you can't get your fingers in to hold that bit. But other than that, I'm not that bothered. But there he is in robot mode, and it is a great robot mode. Is there anything I've forgotten? I can't remember now. I think that was about it, really. So I've done that. Yeah, this is the only thing. He's got a bit of a loose legs just in here. But I'm sure maybe if we could get a screwdriver into those little joints there and tighten them up on those mushroom pegs, it'd be fine. But usually when he's just standing there, he's absolutely fine. Now, he does have another light gimmick, and if you push this little button here, he takes those two little LR44 batteries, and that lights up as well, and that's pretty cool. I like that. But there is Shockwave, and he's brilliant. I love him. Absolutely great. And if you don't like the backpack, and that's not too bad, but you want to give him that more authentic G1 sort of look, you just get this, if he's going to stand up. So I'll take that folds into there. That comes all the way up here somewhere. And then just collapse this all around it. Why didn't you get it into the right place? There we go. And then that just all tabs onto the back, giving him his more G1 look, which I actually prefer. So I usually display him like that. But there we go. And that is Masterpiece Shockwave. Now, yeah, I do need to tighten those up because they just want to keep folding apart. It's only because he's on this bit of wood. But there he is. He is actually pretty good. And he comes with, like I say, these little accessories. You can stick this in his hand. I haven't actually tried putting these in his hand, but it probably is going to go in. What does it do? It goes in one of those weird grooves, doesn't it? Sort of, yeah, if you can get it in there. Get in there. Well, maybe not. That'll do. There you go. He's going to hold that. The irons are a little bit loose, but, you know, he's all right. There we go. And he's got his little salute in hand as well. How do we do this? We just says just to, oh yeah, just pull it off. That's handy. Anyway, then we just stick that on there. Is that going to go on, or is that around the way? Oh, that's why it's a certain way it has to go on. And so then you can give it his little salute. Can you? Oh, there we go. Yeah, sort of. There you go. All right. Well, if you've got a bit more time, you can. I love that. That's pretty cool. It's a good figure. It's a good KO. But then again, I don't really advocate buying it. I only bought it, like I say, it's a bit of a novelty, really. But it just turned out to be actually quite a good KO. Right. Okay. So let me do some size comparisons. This is him with Masterpiece Soundwave. Now, they ain't too bad. He actually comes... I just feel he should be bigger. He should be bigger. He just feels like a lot less substantial than Soundwave here. Like Soundwave is looking down at him. And it shouldn't be. It should be the other way around, in my opinion. But there we go. So, you know. Anyway, so that's Soundwave. Let's get him out of the way. Let's bring in somebody else. Here is Fans Toys, one of those bloody reflector people. And that's quite a good size for him there. And who else we got? We got SHOCKWAVE over here. Let's have a look to see his nearest rival. And there you can see SHOCKWAVE is about right. He's just about another centimetre bigger. Almost an inch maybe. Not even that maybe. But he just feels more. He just feels more. I mean, this looks like a SHOCKWAVE off the cartoon, which is cool. This one feels more like he's been ripped out of comics slightly maybe. I don't know. I love it though. I do like SHOCKWAVE, and I don't really want to get rid of it. So I'll probably keep it. And he's a damn good one. But this really does. You really can change your mind about him. But there we go. So that's him. Now, I don't have a Masterpiece Megatron, and I probably won't buy one, but I do have, this is my Masterpiece Megatron because I just like the look of him. And that is I can't remember his bloody name, X Apollyon. And if you see what I mean, he just looks too small. He's a good centimetre sort of like height. He's coming literally up to his chin, like where his head is. And it's a shame, really. He should be just a bit bigger. Just should be a bit bigger. Shame. What a shame. Yeah, so anyway, right. So, I said earlier how much I paid for this. Now, when I first saw these knockoffs of this guy, I think they were going for like 70 quid. 60, 70 pounds when I first saw them, and I knew they were knockoffs. And some of those dodgy Chinese sellers, they weren't saying that they were knockoffs. They just sort of said day edition or something like that, and they put it at 70 quid. And I thought, well, it's a knockoff. For that price, it's a knockoff. And then I saw some going for about 40 or 30, and I thought, ooh, I don't know, let's come down a bit, innit? But then I saw another seller, and to be honest, I already got sort of burned by one of these Chinese sellers who didn't send me and never intended to sell me a figure. So when I saw it, I thought, well, I'll take a chance because it was really cheap. And it cost me the same, or pretty much the same, as this guy. Which is, when you think about it, quite impressive, really. This is obviously the age of not the age of extinction, but it's kind of is. This is the Last Night Dinobot Slash. Now, in the shops, he is $23.99. That's how much he cost me. And I thought that was a bargain. That was with postage as well. And that's what I really thought as well, that it ain't going to turn up. But it did. And for £24, I just think it's an absolute bargain. See, that's what I can live with that. I can live with a lot of things. But saying that, if it had been bigger, the right sort of size, I would have bought an official one all day long when it first came out last year, whenever it was, when everyone at TFN was clambering to get one. But it's just one of those things, I think, in a way. You know, the price increases and everything, it's just pricing certain people out of the market. Myself, one of them, I can't afford to pay those prices. Certainly can't afford. But there we go. Anyway, right, this has been Graham, the Collector 75. I hope you liked this review. I'm sure I might have just got really lucky with this Shockwave. There might be a ton of bad knockoffs of this guy going around. But yeah. So, yes, I hope you liked it. Hope it's informative in some way or another. Oh, yes, that was the other thing. When I transformed it, I knew I'd forget it. He does have a waist articulation, but I don't like it. You just pull this out of here, like that, pull it up, and then he can manoeuvre around on his waist. And I just don't like it, because he looks too gappy, like that. Don't like it. So, and he's supposed to be able to pull this bit all the way down, but it definitely ain't coming down. So I just leave that tabbed in, and I just actually prefer that. But there we go. Yes, right. So anyway, so this has been this has been Graham, the Collector 75. You can find me on Instagram as the Collector 75. Usually when I either get some new toys or do a review, I usually post them up there on Instagram as like just taking loads of pictures and stuff. So you can always see what's coming up and stuff like that, or what I've been buying. I was also thinking of maybe doing a live stream video. I don't know when, because obviously you look at certain times when I'm free to do it. Is sort of like the evenings, so I don't know. And a lot of people obviously go down a pub or something, don't they? So I don't know. But anyway, maybe if anyone has got any feedback, sort of like when good time to do it, when people are in, just leave a comment or something. I don't know what I'll do on a live stream. I don't know, maybe an unboxing, what I've been buying lately, who knows. But yeah, I did get the idea of old Wilderness there. I've quite enjoyed his live videos. And I think I've been making up for all these bot stop thing. I think I've been buying, definitely been buying everything he should have been. But there we go. Right, so yes, you can find me on Instagram. That's how far I got. Yeah, you can also support my channel. There's the links below. And please give it a big thumbs up. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.